everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin and I post lifestyle videos and vlogs and content. I post videos. I really need to come up with a different way to introduce myself. Like, I don't know. Anyways, today we were doing the monthly reflect and reset, and that's kind of what I've deemed this as. It took me forever to like figure out what like actually wanted to call these videos, but reflect and reset is perfect because we're reflecting on the previous month and we're resetting for the next month. So I'm very excited to share with you guys and kind of chit chat. It is, if you can't tell, the lighting's a little bit wonky. It is 7 o'clock. And I'm filming this on a Wednesday. So random. Normally I film videos like in the morning on a Saturday or in the morning on a Sunday, or just not after work an evening during the week. At least sit down videos like this. But I figured this is raw and real. It's March 1st and I felt like filming today. And yeah, anyways, if you guys missed the last one, go watch it. But basically what I'm going to do is every month, at the end of the month, I am going to reflect on my goals and things that I wanted to accomplish last month, kind of chat about them, chat about anything really that like I was loving for the month or things that came up over the month or whatever. And then kind of talk about next month and share my new goals and anything that's kind of happening or going on. So yeah. I feel like what we can do is we will start on the previous month's goals. I have my journal here. I have determined I cannot share really anything of my journal other than my like monthly layout, because I have really just deemed this journal as like, yes, it looks adorable and cute on the inside, but if you really read what is in the journal, I really don't want to share that kind of information on the internet. So it's fine. Oh, and I have stuff falling out because I've been meaning to get tape, because I have to like tape things in, or like, you know, sticky glue, like the glue rollers. Anyways, I've run out of mine, so I need to pick some up, but I just haven't gone to Costco. Anyway. Here's February. Here is what February looked like. We're just gonna ignore that falling out every 2 seconds. As you can see, the goals were a little scattered for that habit tracker there. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. February was a great month, but also looking at it on paper, not a great month. So yeah, so for my habit tracker, the habits that I wanted to keep this month was I wanted to go on the Peloton, I wanted to read, journal, and no spend. And Peloton, I think I worked out 3 days this month, which like is kind of brutal. Last month comparatively, like I worked out almost every single day in January, and I don't know what happened. Like, I think towards the end of January, I was on my period and I just like really was like, I don't want to work out. So I didn't work out a lot, and then it just kind of dwindled down from there. So last month was not good for the Peloton, but it's okay. It is what it is. You know, we took time, we're reflecting, I'm getting over it. I am very like an all or nothing person, and I'm really trying to teach myself to get out of that habit and mindset. So we are, you know, looking at, okay, this month was not great, next month will be better. Reading was fine this month. Like realistically, yeah, I guess it was good because we'll get into it, but I met my reading goal for the month. So like it was good, but I feel like I didn't read every day, which is like what I like to do. Like I like to try and read at least once a day, but I know that I can see here that I did not read every day, but I did still read a lot on the days that I did read. So it's like, you know, one of those things. Journal, I was actually really bad on my journal. I wanted to journal every single day, and I definitely did not. I think there was like almost a week where I didn't journal, and I could tell when I wasn't like getting my emotions out and like writing down what like happened on the day and like talking through things with myself, like in my journal. I could really tell because I was a little bit more irritable towards Austin. I was a little bit more irritable towards like my mom. I was just kind of more irritable towards myself. So anyway, the journal really helps me. So we need to get back into that. Towards the end of the month, I was fine, but in the middle there, it was pretty sparse. And then no spend, I could have done a lot better on the no spend, but I did okay. Next month will be better. That's my takeaway from that. So my playlist, let's talk about the playlist for the month. I can't remember what order I did everything in last month, so every month's going to be scattered, I think, so I apologize. But basically every month, because this year I really want to try and like listen to new music and stuff, every month I'm going to talk about 4 different songs that I really liked. And this month I really didn't listen to a lot of new stuff, I will say. I feel like because February is so short, it's so hard to like have goals for February. I know it's like, and like what, 5 days less than like a normal month, or 4 days even, but like it just feels short. Like it just feels short. It feels like you can't accomplish anything in a February month, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But anyways, the 4 songs that I had, there's two songs from an artist and 2 other songs from a different artist. So really didn't expand that much this month. And even one of the artists this month, I talked about her last month. So that's great, but we're getting there. First song on my list, these are in no particular order, but Blindsided by Kelsey Ballerini. Oh my gosh, her whole new EP is so good, but Blindsided is my favorite song from it, so I had to put that one as the first one. And then I also have Penthouse because, again, just good. Penthouse is more of like that slow ballad, like, oh my gosh, you tore my heart out, I hate you, but I love you, but like this is what happened. And then Blindsided is just like a, like, bye boy. So anyways, love those 2 songs, but the whole EP is really good if you haven't listened to it. And even if you don't like country, listen to it because it's good, because the lyrics are chef's kiss. And then Gracie Abrams also came out with a new album this month. This is actually her first, like, it's like her debut technically album, I believe, because I feel like she only has ever really done EPs before, so this is her first like full-fledged album. And she worked with Aaron Dessner on it, who has worked with Taylor Swift on her last 3 albums, so obviously you know it's gonna be good. And it is very good. It's very like Gracie is just like a very like powerful lyricist, I think that's how you say it. But I'm so a lyric person. Like, I do not care what a song sounds like. If the lyrics aren't meaningful or good, or they don't tell a story, I'm not interested. So anyways, the 2 songs from Gracie's new album that I've been resonating with the most, because it was really released like towards the end of the month, was Amelie and Difficult. So yeah, those are the 2 that I really like. Take with that what you will, but those are the 2 that I like. Anyways, okay, moving on to the goals of last month. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 goals for last month. I keep my goals very small, and I keep them somewhat achievable, but also clearly not achievable. Anyways, first goal, I wanted to read 4 books. I will get into it later, but I did accomplish that goal, which I'm very happy about. I wanted to connect with an old friend, which I did, which kind of makes me a little bit emotional, but it's fine. I said no eating out for lunches, and I failed at that miserably. I literally think I failed on that on the 3rd day, so that's just the kind of month that it was, but it's fine. I tried my best. I didn't eat out super a lot, but I also didn't not eat out a lot. Anyway, no phone after 9. I did that. I feel like I need to take this off of my goals now, because like I just naturally don't really go on my phone after 9. There's like the odd day that I will, but really, like, I'm slowly becoming not a phone person, and like I just like, I don't really need to be on my phone that late. But anyway, YouTube on my iPad though is a different story. Anyway. Okay, and then the last one was I wanted to upload 3 times a week on TikTok for fun, which this is kind of a no, kind of a yes, because did I upload 3 times a week on TikTok? No. Did I have fun uploading on TikTok this month? Yes. I loved every single video that I posted on TikTok. I think I posted between 1 to 2 videos a week I ended up posting, which was like totally achievable, and like I probably could have posted 3, but like it would have felt forceful. So the 2 a week was fun, and 1 a week was fun. So I liked it a lot. I think I'm going to incorporate it into my next month's goals as well. Hello, Cooper. So yeah, those are my goals for the month. I think I'm going to incorporate some of these into my next month's goals. Change some around, but you know, keep some of them as well. That was February. Let's talk about now some February favorites. First, I'm going to talk about actually the books that I read in February, because last month I just like shared my favorite book, but I only read 2 books, and I was like, I might as well have talked about both of them, because realistically, it's not that many. So this month we are actually going to talk about all of the books that I read. So I read 4 books this month. I actually read 1 nonfiction book this month, which was nice. So I will say 2 of these books were started in January and then finished in February. So like technically I did obviously read 4 books in February, but like one of them is huge and it was definitely started in January and finished in February. First book that I read in February was Girls That Invest by Simran Kaur, I believe, Simran Kaur. But she basically has a financial advice podcast. But I literally saw this book on TikTok, I think. And I really wanted to learn more about finances and investing and shares and the market and la 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 la. Anyways, I wanted to learn a lot about it, but I was like, I don't really know where to start. And I feel like all the things that I would try and learn, I'd have no clue what anybody was talking about. But the way that she breaks everything down is very simple, and like she makes it fun to kind of learn about the different ways to invest and what to do. And I don't know, it was just interesting to learn. And I annotated the book obviously, because this is definitely one that you need to annotate, and I will most definitely be going back to look at stuff, because obviously like you don't really remember everything. But anyways, I mean, kind of felt like I was reading a textbook, but also didn't. Like, kind of felt like I was just like talking to like an older sister, and like she was like telling me how to invest. So anyways, it's hard for me, I think, to rate a nonfiction book, but I think I gave it a 4 stars on Goodreads because it was good, it was informational, and did its job and didn't put me to sleep. This is the first nonfiction book that I've read in honestly years, so A+ for that. The next book that I technically just finished in February was A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I think this is like, it feels like it's been so long since I read this, but this is the 3rd book in the ACOTAR series, which I do adore. Like, I will say the first book was like good. The second book was amazing. Love the second book. 3rd book was good. It felt slow in the beginning, and then it kind of like, or no, it was like kind of quick in the beginning, and then it was slow towards the middle, and then like towards the end where the stakes were high, like we were in the thick of the war. Like, it was good. It was good towards the end. And I think I ended up still giving it like a 4 stars, I think. But yeah, it was good. Then I read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I have to say I was kind of let down by this book. I was expecting to really like it because I really love 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and this is by the same author, sorry, Taylor Jenkins Reid, if you don't know. But basically it's about the way that Taylor Jenkins Reid, I'm like all over the place. The way that Taylor Jenkins Reid writes novels that are kind of historical fiction, like, it just blows my mind, her mind, because the way that she writes this, it's like they're a real band. Like, even at the very beginning there's an author's note, but you think it's coming from Taylor Jenkins Reid, but it's not. It's coming from the narrator of the story, because basically the story is set up as an interview of Daisy Jones and the Six, which is a band from the 70s, and this person is interviewing them, and the whole book is interview style. So if you can see, like, every like thing is like interview way. Anyways, this book really didn't do anything for me. It was like, while I read it, it was good, and like it was interesting to read, and like at the end of the day, like it was just interesting, like it was cool, but it kind of bored me at some points. I ended up listening to the audiobook for the second half of this book because my friend Claire said that the audiobook is like her favorite audiobook, because for every character in the book, they actually have a different actor's voice portraying the character, so it makes it really easy to listen to because it feels like a real interview, which I did like. I thought it was a cool aspect, but I just feel like the story itself wasn't really for me. So I don't know. I think I still rated it a 3-star because it was good. It did what it needed to do. It entertained for the most part while I was reading, but it definitely does not compete, in my opinion, with 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So anyways, I also did want to read this because this book comes out as a TV show on Amazon Prime, I think this weekend actually. I think it's on the 3rd that it comes out, but I wanted to read the book before the show came out. And then the last book that I read for the month of February is A Court of Frost and Starlight. This book, I literally think I gave it a 2. And the only reason I didn't really give it a 1 is because of 1, I DNF. Like, if I give this book a 1, it just means that I didn't finish it, or like really was like terrible. This was brutal. I've annotated every single one of the Sarah J Maas books so far in the series, other than this one, because I was just like, no thanks. After there was a scene towards the beginning where there is a romance scene of them, I was just like, there's no plot to this book. It's just smut, essentially. So anyways, it didn't really pivot the story until like the very end of it. It pivoted towards what the 4th book is about, or 5th book is about. But yeah, this was nothing special. I don't really want to waste my breath. Okay, so moving on from my books. I feel like I'm not very good at giving book reviews because I just really don't know how to like speak that well about books, but anyways, moving on to my February favorites. I have them written down on my phone this time because last time I said, I was like, I have all these favorites and I can't remember them. But yeah, I actually don't really have that many favorites this month. I will say this is going to be one of those months where it's like, I didn't really try many new things. But anyways, I was really into gaming this month, and this month Hogwarts Legacy came out, which is just amazing. If you are at all involved in Harry Potter, I think you've probably heard of this game. But basically it's like supposed to be like centuries, I think, before the Harry Potter characters are at school, and basically it is a game where you like are learning this ancient magic at Hogwarts, and it's insane. It is so much more than the game that I thought it was. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, we get to go inside Hogwarts in the castle and run around and like cast spells and oh, it'll be fun. Oh my gosh, the map on this game is massive. I still haven't finished it. Austin finished it like pretty soon after it came out because he was just like on it constantly. But it is so fun, like really, really fun. So if you are at all a gamer, or like maybe you have like a significant other that games and you like Harry Potter, like look into it and maybe you might want to play it because it is really, really fun. And then I also recently, towards the end of the month, have gotten back into Stardew Valley, and I love Stardew Valley. It is just like such a cozy game, but you still have like a motive to it. Like if you're if you're like an Animal Crossing or Minecraft person, like they're fun, but it's like realistically you don't have to do anything, especially around Minecraft, but like you don't really have to do anything in the game because you kind of just play as it is, right? But Stardew Valley, like you really do have to like prioritize your time because the time is like going by so fast, and you have to like do things by certain days, and like if you want to like make sure you're like finishing certain things or like doing things, like it gives you more motives to do. But anyways, Austin actually started playing Stardew Valley this month, and I am so for it. I love that he is like having fun with Stardew Valley, and you can play co-op, so like we can both play. So we haven't started a farm yet together, but one day we will start a farm together. So yeah. But because like games and books took up literally my whole month, I really don't have many other favorites. I have 2 things written down. And I don't even have them with me to show you. So my first new little favorite is the Tree Hut Sugar Scrub that I picked up from Target when we went for our little road trip, day trip to the States on the long weekend. And it's so good. Like, I love it. It's like a very good scrub. It feels like, I feel like super, super soft and smooth after I've used it, and it smells good, and you really don't have to use a lot of it, which is nice. So I feel like it's going to last me a while. So yum, love it, great. And then the other random lifestyle thing is that I have my Baggu medium crescent bag. I love my Baggu. Took me a minute to use it because I was like, do I really like feel like I need such a bigger bag? Because before I was using a Lululemon belt bag, which is like yay big, and the Bagoo is probably like this big. So it did feel bigger, but it's also just like, there's like, you could put so much more stuff in it. So anyways, I really like it and I use it basically every single day. I have gone from using my backpack solely with my, or not solely I guess then, but I use my backpack with my Lululemon belt bag to work, but now I've just started bringing my Bagoo bag and then I have to carry my lunch, which is fine. Normally I can just put everything in my backpack, but I feel like once the spring comes around and I'm not wearing like big heavy jackets, I'm gonna love the Bagoo bag even more. But anyways, those are my 2 random favorites. And I literally have no other favorites. And I feel kind of like sad about it, but I did say at the beginning, like last month, I said some months are gonna have like tons of favorites and some months are gonna have nothing. So this is like nothing favorites. Okay, moving on to my March spread, my March goals, my March habits, things that I want to do. I will quickly show you. I will say it's very blank compared to April compared to February because I just started it yesterday and I found out I don't have any green pictures. Like I had like a whole bunch of like pink kind of pictures to put on this spread and I had blue for January and I wanted to do green, but I have like nothing green. So I need to go scour Pinterest and print out some pictures to put in my bullet journal for this month. But anyway, March, the habits that I am trying to have, I really determined that with the habit trackers, not only do I need to like keep the habit trackers close to me so that I actually remember like, oh yeah, I wanted to do these things every single day. But if I really want to do something every day, I really need to put them in the habit tracker. So like instead of just having them in the goals, I really need to put it in here. So I've put read for 30 minutes every day. I have Peloton every day, journal every day, and no eating out is in here for every day. So I didn't do a no spend this time on this sheet. I just did the no eating out. So I'm hopeful. I know that there are going to be a few days that this doesn't happen. For example, Heidi's coming to visit this weekend, so I know like that we're going to go out and eat, I'm sure, like a couple times, and I'm sure there will be days where I wake up late and I can't make lunch and I just like have to buy lunch at work because I'm not going to starve myself. So like I know it's going to happen, but I just feel like with the habit tracker and I can see it, you know, that I want to fill it out every single day. Hopefully it'll help me. Okay, so for my goals for next month, I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 goals for next month, which feels and looks like a lot, but it's really not that much. I have 2 reading related goals. One, I want to read 1 nonfiction book this month because I'm not behind on nonfiction books, but I want to at least start one because I feel like every 2 months I want to read 1 nonfiction book because for the whole year I want to read 5. So I feel like this month I want to at least start or finish 1 nonfiction book. And then I also have, I want to read 2. I just wrote read 2 books, but I want to read 2 other books. So I want to read 3 books total this month, but 2 being 2 being fiction and 1 being nonfiction. And you might be like, Katelyn, last month you read 4 books and you're only going to read 3 books this month. This is because nonfiction books take me so much longer to read because like they just involve so much more brain power. And also I am currently reading a 750 page book. So realistically, I could count that as like 3 books compared to some of the books that I have up there. So yes, I'm only saying 2 books because the 750 is really like daunting. Another goal that I have is that I want to have a low spend for this month. So I'm not saying a no spend, I'm saying a low spend. I want to be very mindful and like conscious about what I'm spending my money on because I have these like ruts where like, I don't know if this makes sense and I don't really know where I heard this from, but it kind of was like, oh, I do that. I think it was on TikTok somewhere, but somebody said that they go through phases where like money doesn't feel real to them, which really sounds bad. And like, this is why I want to try and learn and like have a better relationship with money and like learn more about money because I really had that. Sometimes it's like when we're out and about and like we're like, oh, let's just like get a coffee, and then we go and get lunch, and then we go and buy groceries, but then we pick up like $100 worth of like random things from Walmart at the same time, and then we come home and we're like, oh, let's just order dinner, and then like by the end of the day it's like, oh my gosh, you just spent however much money, and it's like I like you don't even realize that you're spending that much money. And I know there is an extreme privilege to that. Like I know, and I'm very like thankful and grateful that like I can have that privilege, but I really don't want to have that privilege, and like I don't want to be like that, because I just feel like that's not a healthy way to live, like financially or mentally. So anyways, I really want to try and like reel it in, because I feel like last month I said I wanted to do a no spend, and then I ended up just like, we just like bought all these things, and like I know we ended up going to the States for one weekend, which like we know we're gonna spend money when we're down there, but like they're just like kind of unnecessary purchases here and there that I'm like, okay, I really like could have much more consciously been like, do I really need this? No, I don't. So anyways, that's where that's coming from. I just wrote friend time, but again, it's like connect with an old friend or just like host a friend or have a friend. I do know that this is already happening, so that's why I just wrote it as friend time, because Heidi's coming up for the weekend, and it's really fun because it is going to be fun to have just like a girls weekend. So Heidi's coming up this weekend. She's coming up on Friday, and then probably leaving like Sunday morning, noon-ish. So yeah, so we're just gonna have like a little girls weekend. We're going to like maybe do like a little spa night, or we're just gonna like go shopping. Okay, not like I'm still being conscious about my spending, but we're gonna like go look around and stuff. But anyways, it'll be fun, and it's gonna be a little friends weekend. So yeah, friend time. I already know I'm gonna check it off, but anyways. I wanted to do a spring closet clean out. I don't know if I'm a little what's the term? Quick on the trigger with this. But I want to just like clean out our closet, at least my portion of it. Go through my clothes. I want to try everything on, do the whole thing. Like go through all the winter clothes. What didn't I wear this year? Get rid of it, and then go through the spring clothes and see like, okay, what fits me, what doesn't fit me. Like, what do I like? What do I not like? You know, stuff like that. I want to go through my stuff. So I want to dedicate like a whole weekend or like a week, like a Saturday or something to doing just that. And then I have 2 little social media goals, just because, again, I want to do the things for fun. So I want to try and do 1 post a week on Instagram and 2 posts a week on TikTok, all for fun. If I'm not having fun and I'm not feeling motivated, I'm not going to post. But if I'm having fun, and if it's just like, if I feel called, then I'll do it. So if a post a week on Instagram just means that I'm going to like post a little photo dump, I'm going to post a photo dump. Or if I'm going to like repurpose a TikTok, I'm going to repurpose a TikTok. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So those are my goals. I don't really have very big goals this month. I really find that like these winter months of like February and March are very, very challenging for me, and they are just like very draining. And honestly, I've been doing really well for it being this time of year, and like what I've been doing, and like I can get out of bed in the morning, and like I don't sleep in on the weekends, and like things that normally I would have done in the past. So I am really happy with just that on its own. So I am totally content on just having these really simple, small goals for March. But yeah, that is my monthly reflect and reset. I feel like this one was a lot more chaotic, but it's literally because I worked all day, and by the end of the day, my brain is mush. And yeah, but I just really wanted to film this today. I felt compelled, and I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.